The year is 2004. Welcome to AnyCraze.com. I've been wanting to do a video like this for a while. AnyCraze was a site that I used a lot when I was younger, first getting into Magic. I spent so much time on this site, and I've seen other people have extreme fondness for it as well. It had everything. The search that we use on Gather nowadays, combos, articles, deck lists, and even custom cards. I've looked, and we can look at combos. So we're just gonna look at the site a little bit, and then we're gonna go through some combos and just talk about them. See if they're good. See what people were thinking about in the 2000s. As you can see, we are on September 13th, 2004. Magic the Gathering was going through a very big turmoil point. This was at the end of the Mirrodin block. Affinity was rampant. It was ruining Type 2. Fifth Dawn has just come out. Get Fifth Dawn for the low price of $84.95 a box. By the way, that's pretty good. The Fifth Dawn set takes Mirrodin block out with a bang. Bigger creatures, better effects. Faster equipment, and more reasons to play all 5 colors. Man, they're really upselling it. Don't get me wrong, I love Fifth Dawn from a nostalgic standpoint. A lot of cards in are very fun, but let's be real. Mirrodin was so crazy, and then Darksteel was just matched it as well. On this screenshot, this is where a lot of people were saying, oh my god, Magic is dying. They ruined it. It's dead. No one's gonna play it anymore. Let's look at best-selling Magic singles. Darksteel Ingot, which is really interesting. I was looking at that and I was thinking, like, what were people playing Ingot in? Was it something that people were playing in Type 2 or Extended or Type 1.5 or whatever was happening at this point? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Were people just buying the Ingot for just tabletop Magic? Darksteel Citadel, which makes sense. Not only is it just a really cool card, I think it did see some play. Whispersil Cloak did see some play. I still stand by that's a good card. Giving something Shroud and Unblockable, pretty good. Pretty good. It's expensive. The cast, really cheap to buy. Definitely worth looking into. Condescend, which is probably one of the best cards from Fifth Dawn, hilariously enough. Very good counterspell. If you have not played against it, don't recommend it. It feels real bad. And then at the bottom here, Cranioplating. Was that Fifth Dawn? That's probably the best card in Fifth Dawn. I'm gonna have to look at Fifth Dawn cards and see which is the best card. Cranioplating, that's like definitely one like the most iconic equipment of all time. Just look at this site. I love it. I love the color aesthetic they did. This is so 2000s internet. 5 random rares, $2.99 to $3.99. Wow. They also sold Lord of the Rings, MLB Showdown, Yu-Gi-Oh, Mage Knight. Remember Mage Knight? HeroClix? Duel Masters? We're gonna go through a bunch of things, but for now, let's just look at combos. Right now, we are on September 22nd, 2004. This was so good. This probably warped how I played Magic for a very long time. I loved seeing what combos people were thinking up and making and stuff. And man, did people hype up some things that I look back now, I'm like, that was not good. The ratings is, okay, let me see if I remember. Originality, the power level, and achievability, like how well you can do it. Okay, I was right, yeah. Originality, strength, and achievability is blue. People were all over the place with ratings. There was this unspoken rule that a lot of people would just give 10 out of 10s just to be nice, to be like, oh, cool combo, 10, 10, 10. And then there was the actual people who really thought about it and gave you very realistic ratings. And then there were actual people who got mad about combos that got highly rated or were popular on lists and gave it 111 for the exact reason that, say, like, people on Steam give popular games low ratings. They're just like, oh, this is popular, I hate this. I remember a 4-card combo that I still want to do in Commander sometime. I try to. Soul Foundry, the artifact that you imprint a creature on, and then you could pay X, tap it, make a token of it. Ornithopter, Dross, Scorpion, 3-1 for 4. That whenever something dies, you untap target artifact and then a sack outlet. I used Fallen Angel. usually, because I played mono black. So you'd play Fallen Angel, you'd imprint Ornithopter on the Soul Foundry, and then play Draw Scorpion, and you'd make infinite Ornithopters and sack them to Fallen Angels and make it infinitely big. The idea that you can make an infinite number was just so tantalizing to me. That level of power was just so... I had to do it. I had to do it. I played a 5th card in it to make it a little bit better. I played the 1/1 that got banned. The guy that's like, whenever artifact hits the graveyard, it drains your opponent for 1. I played that. And I had a bunch of different sock outlets. And that actually ended games way more than me, like, pumping up Fallen Angel for a big hit. Let's see what we can find. Not all of them are going to be visible, unfortunately. And a lot of them, the card arts just don't come up. Mirrorwood Treefolk, Entangler, War Elemental, and Pestilence. The ratings they gave: originality, 7. Power, 3.7. Achievability, 1.6. It's a very original combo. Might not be too good. Let's see what the idea is. First, play the Mirrorwood Treefolk. Okay. Then enchant it with the Entangler. Enchanted creature can block any number of creatures. Okay. Alright. Alright. I see where this is going. Okay, so you put Entangler on Mirrorwood. It can block any amount of creatures. Next, just... Oh, I can't say it was 11. Next, just block all of your opponent's creatures. Just do it. Just block all of them. And make sure you pay the redirection cost of it and send it back to your opponent. Next, send out the War Elemental. 3 red pips. When enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless an opponent was dealt damage this turn. Whenever opponent is dealt damage, put that many +1/+1 counters on War Elemental. I see where this is going. So you block their creatures. You redirect damage, and then you play War Elemental. I guess the War Elemental gets big from the redirecting damage. And then you bring up Pestilence, and then you use it 3 times. So only 3 times, guys. 3 times. And then you use Mirrorwood Treefolk's special ability to make the War Elemental a 7/7 on the first turn it's out. What is this? What? The first one we're able to look at, and it's insane. It is absolutely insane. All right, let's break this down. Let's break this one. You have to play 4 mana 2/4. Even back then, it's not great, but you know, it's fine. It has a cool ability. Red, white as well. So we're at 3 colors already. We're at 3 colors. And then you have to play Entangler on it. You have to play an aura on the Treefolk. It can't die. We're hoping, praying our opponent does not have removal. We're already 8 mana down. Then we need the red for the ability. So we're at 3 colors. And the ability is 4 mana. So let's say we have Mirrorwood Treefolk and Entangler all together to use the activated ability just once. This costs 12 mana. 12 mana! No protection. It doesn't win us the game. Our opponent can also just not attack and see the combo. We're hoping our opponent is asleep at the wheel. They're slamming spacebar, right? And they send all their creatures at us. We play War Elemental. I love this part. This part is the most insane to me. I assume their thought process is, okay, all right. We're doing damage to them. But that's not good enough. We have to play War Elemental, which, by the way, is 3 red pips to play. So we're at 3 color, and we want to be playing a card that costs 3 red to cast. Our mana has to be fantastic right now. But guys, it's not over yet. We also play Pestilence. We can only use it 3 times because otherwise it kills our Mirrorwood Treefolk. And with how Pestilence is triggered, we would have to pay 4 mana for each trigger above 3 if we wanted to go above 3. So it would cost 5 mana each time. So we play Pestilence for a 4th color. A 4th color, which also needs black pips to activate. So it's just as bad as War Elemental in the sense that we need at least 3 black pips to do. So we're at 4 colors. 2 of the cards are extremely mana intensive, and it doesn't win us the game. We get a big War Elemental, I think. I love this stuff. They're not even synergistic. They're just a pile of cards. I just happen to have a result, I guess. I love seeing this stuff. I don't want to laugh at the person. Back then, Magic was still very much Wild West, like for most people. I bet this guy, gal, whoever, they did this with their friends and demolished them. They couldn't deal with it. The dude opened a War Elemental in his Mirrodin pack and slammed it into his 5-color nonsense deck. It's like, oh my god. Guys, look at this. This is so crazy. And his friends probably agreed. And it probably was crazy. It was probably unbeatable. Their crawl worms could not get through their Mirrorwood Treefolk. It was too good. It's terrible. This is abysmal. There's no, even back then, there's no reason to ever do this. But I love it. I love the idea. Let's see if we can actually see the ratings. Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay, so some people were really harsh about it. From Alien Here, 9/22/2004. Originally 10. Strength 5. Achievability 3. Well, it's gonna be hard to pull off the combo, but if played right, I see the potential. Hey, can you rate my Arcbound combo? I forgot about this. Some people would post comments just to ask, hey, can you rate my combo? Evil Fruit says, originality 8. Strength 2. Achievability 1. Dude, you do know the Pestilence will kill your War Elemental because it's a 1/1 and get 1 damage dealt to it. Dayway, you worded this combo means that you bring the War Elemental after you block with the Treefolk, which adds no counters on him, but only lets you play him. The order of this combo is terrible. Even if the combo is a success, I wouldn't waste my time trying one creature out. I give you credit for thinking. Oh my lord. He is right though. I read it as he plays the War Elemental after he deals damage to the opponent because they oh, right. Yeah, he's right. That damage is only just keeping him alive and not sacrificed. Unless he has some other way to deal damage. War Elemental just dies to Pestilence the second he activates it. So it doesn't even work. It doesn't even work. Love it. Rift Elemental says, it does take a bit long to play. Stitavenda 2 says, in all caps, this takes too long to play. New Basher says, gosh, I can get War Elemental higher on the first turn it's out. Shock them, play it, Screaming Fury on Spike Shot. But this is more complicated. 251522 says, strength 7. Achievability 1, originality 10. Ignore MTG Sharpblade 09. Oh, there's drama. He's just jealous because he can't try to come up with a card combo. However, he is right. Put a Cryptorats instead. But again, you run into the problems of mana unless you have a Viridian Joiner or a Migrants with Lattice, but that's an additional card right below it. MTG Sharpblade 09, 1/1/1. You have to activate the Treefolk for each time you activate Pestilence. Damn noob, it doesn't say X, it says B. 4 colors, 4 cards, and 15 mana, not very achievable. Damn noob! Dark Corruptor, 1/2/1. Yeah, this is 4 colors anyway. Here's a better combo. War Elemental Pestilence. Out of shock in your set. Random numbers, 3, 4, 1. This section is called combo section, not explaining card section. This isn't a combo. He's right. It's not a combo. We don't agree as a community on what a combo is. What is a combo? What is synergy? What is just a pile of cards? Looking at stuff like this, you have to think, which of the 3 is that? And this is definitely just a pile of cards. This is not synergy. This is not a combo. I'm hard pressed to even think War Elemental and Pestilence. It's cute, for sure. I would not classify it as synergistic. Even back then, there were so many combos just like this. They're just so something. I want to find one that makes me go, they're on to something. I need to try that now in 2023. They were riding straight fire. Title, 5 mana to kill 5 lands. Okay, alright. That's a good rate. 5 mana to destroy 5 lands. Right. Parallax Tide. Enchantment, Fading 5. This enchantment enters the battlefield with 5 fade counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a fade counter from it. If you can't, sacrifice it. Remove a fade counter from Parallax Tide. Exile target land. When it leaves the battlefield, each player returns to the battlefield all cards they own exile with Parallax. So the combo is you just play Parallax Tide and then play this. Before this resolves, remove all the counters, remove lands, and then sacrificing it, triggering the Leaves play ability. Then the lands get removed after the Leaves play ability resolves. He's so close. He's on the right track. The one problem is that Simplify is a sorcery. If Simplify was an instant, he is right. This would work. Mana bases at that time were pushing multicolors because Odyssey block and Invasion block, those two together. Like imagine you play this on turn 6. Right? You play Parallax Wave and then naturalize it, do the trick. They have like 1 land left over maybe. That seems not bad. This person was on to something. It unfortunately doesn't work because Simplify has to be an instant. but not bad. I actually had to read through them before continuing. I think I'm still right because there was a lot of cards that did exactly this. The classic is O-Ring, or the black 2-drop from Torment that stole a card from hand. So with those, it has the enter battlefield trigger, and then the leave the battlefield trigger is a completely separate line of text. And with those cards, you could do this thing where you do the ETB trigger, and then with that on the stack, you get rid of it. And then that will trigger, and that will go on top of the stack. So the leave will resolve first. There's nothing exiled or whatever with O-Ring or the 2 black drop. And then you exile permanently whatever you're targeting with the O-Ring or whatever you're targeting in hand. That combo has been done for years. The first comment says, "What are you talking about? Read the cards again." So maybe it doesn't work, but I'm pretty confident that even back then it did, because I remember reading that people did it in limited. One person says exactly what I said. Play Naturalize instead. Only instant enchantment kill would work. Remove 5 counters, and before the ability resolves, naturalize the enchantment. That will work. This enchantment enters the battlefield with 5 fade counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a fade counter from it. If you can't, sacrifice it. Remove a fade counter from Parallax Tide, exile target land. When it leaves the battlefield, each player returns to the battlefield all cards they own exile with Parallax Wave. This works. Yeah, you can remove all 5. The trigger of when it sees that it has no counters is only upkeep. So at the beginning of your upkeep, you remove it. If you can't, you sacrifice it. If that was any time that you removed all the counters, then yes, those people saying that it doesn't work would be correct. But with how it is worded, and maybe it was different back then, who knows. I'm pretty sure not, though. That's actually not bad combo. Oh, this is the dude. Oh, it's Sharp Blade again. It's Sharp Blade again. He's calling people noobs again. Oh, MTG Sharp Blade 09. He's on a roll. If you all weren't noobs, you would know that the Leaf's playability to Tide resolved before the lands would be removed, because he would remove them all and not let them resolve. But in response, would destroy his own Tide, and the triggered ability triggers. But no lands have been removed yet, and then the Tide would hit the graveyard, then the activated abilities resolve from the stack, removing the lands from the game without the Tide in play. Therefore, the combo works, you damn noobs! He's working with fire. I'm doing Sharp Blade, he's telling people what's what. But like other people are like, no dude, it's still leaving play, they're still getting their land back, and I can't believe you raid yourself for no reason, that's pretty lame. Oh yeah, you don't raid yourself. You can't raid yourself. That's kind of cringe. Doesn't work, sorry. No, you don't! Read the rules, you damn town raider. This rocks! This person has quotes. The rules on this clearly states, remove a fade counter from Parallax Tide. So no Tide in play. Can't remove counters. So no land removal. Sorry, they discussed the Parallax enchantments in November 2002 Saturday School on MagicTheGathering.com! They write enchantments to keep that from working. Tough luck. If MTG Sharp Blade 09 wasn't such a foolhardy noob, oh! He would look up things before he tried to flout his greatness. I look things up before I rate on loopholes like this. We need to find this article. We can't see the article anymore. That's unfortunate. We are now free to once again go nuts with Parallax Tide plus Opalescent silliness. It seems pretty slow for the modern format, and a lot more complicated than just resolving moats. Oh man, they're comparing shit to moat. Crazy. But I think it's still worth asking, is there any chance I can fit in somewhere? Cool, but probably meaningless for us. I'd love to eat my words though. They already comboed with Stifle, which is already a lot better on its own than any other stuff people are suggesting. It's all next to no play, so I doubt there'll be much impact. Oh, right, yeah, you could just play Stifle instead. I guess there was an errata, so at some point, it did not work. So he is onto something. It's not done due to errata. Good stuff, Vision Serum. Oh, that's so funny. There's 2 of them. 5 mana, kill 5 lands, and Parallax Wave demystified. The same combo. Hilarious. Here it is. A person finding out a combo that, like, for sure has been known about and talked about, discussed for years at this point. I love stuff like this. Mana Vault or Grim Monolith, the 2 mana taps for 3 that can untap for 4. And Power Artifact, then enchant one of them by this to get unlimited colorless mana. Power Artifact plus Mana Rocks has been around since the dawn of time. A Grim Monolith is probably one of those popular ones. That sees playing Commander. That's a legit way to get infinite mana very quickly, very efficiently. I just love seeing stuff like this because this person definitely just found it out. And moments like that when playing Magic mean the world. It does not matter if other people have found it, but you yourself finding the like powerful stuff on your own, those are moments when you become a better player. So I will say, I love the choices they have here. One of them is not like the others. Then you can use such a cards like Blaze, okay? You know, that X and a red, dealing damage to any target. Fireball, same thing. Disintegrate, same thing. Stream of Life. 3 of these kill your opponent. One of them just gains you infinite life. I mean, that's cool and all, but look at these prices, by the way. Grim Monolith. $9. Power Artifact at a whopping $15. So that's like money. That was expensive. The ratings are exactly how they should be. Originality a 1, pretty much. And then power is a 10. Achievability is 9. It still sees plays today. It's still incredibly powerful in 2023. If you've been at a CDH table, you've probably seen this, or someone tried to do it and encountered it or whatever. While Power Artifact is not necessarily a staple, the 2 other cards are. And then you just happen to throw in a card that's just, you know, that gets you infinite mana real quick. Alright guys, this combo. Pick out the point that makes me go, psst. That's crazy, man. You really broke that card. You have a Lurin, which honestly, there's so many combos of Lurin. Like to me, when looking at this site, I thought Lurin was one of those powerful cards, period. I thought Lurin was absolutely busted. So the combo is a Lurin, Crystal Shard, Time Walk, Eternal Witness. One of these cards is absolutely not like the others. They broke Time Walk. They broke Time Walk. Okay, we can't see it. So let's pull up a bit. Let's pull Time Walk. 1 and a blue for a sorcery. Take an extra turn after this one. It's powered to power 9. One of those Arcana cards ever made. You could literally do anything with this card and it'll be busted. Very powerful. So a Lurin, you can play any creature card with total casting cost 3 or less. Whenever you can play an instant and without paying its mana cost. It is symmetrical though. So Lurin, your opponent can do it too, but obviously you build your deck around Lurin. Their description. If played in a well-made UG control, okay, so you're playing Simic control, you can always make your friends angry by playing a piece of the power 9. I mean, yeah, man, yeah. I put the Time Walk in there for the old school players, or just the rich ones. I myself am restricted to using temporal manipulation. It's so funny that he says temporal manipulation, because temporal manipulation for a long time was unbelievably expensive, while Time Warp is like 10, 15 bucks or something like that. You play Time Walk, get a free turn, you play Ewit, grab Time Walk, play it again, and you bounce it back to your hand with Crystal Shard. Obviously, it's incredibly powerful. You're taking infinite turns. But it's, you're playing Time Walk. You're just breaking the game with Time Walk. You're playing a Lurin too. You can do whatever you want to learn. There was a lot of combos like this, where it's just one card obviously incredibly powerful, and the other cards are just like, yeah, yep. Yeah. Is it a combo? Yeah, this is a combo for sure. I'll be sure to pull out my copy of Time Walk in Commander next time. I mean, you can do this in Commander. No one's gonna want to do that with you. I give it a thumbs up. It's cool. I mean, obviously, I can't really try it, right? Like, and obviously, it's good. There's nothing really to say about that one. It's just obviously, like, that's really strong. So let's go to another capture. We'll do a few more, and we'll end the video there. And of course, we will absolutely do more. I've been really enjoying this. This is so fun. So fun. We have plenty of combos to look at, plenty of content to go through. But let's continue going. I got really excited. None of them were working, but the one that's titled Where's Waldo does. I have no idea what they could possibly be, but let's see. A simple 2-card combo that allows you to switch out a weenie for a meanie early in the game. It's not as strong as reanimation, but it's a blue technique, so it's cool. So use Proteus Staff, 3 mana artifact, 2 in a blue, tap, to target creature on the bottom of its owner's library. That creature's controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card. That player puts that card onto the battlefield and rests on the bottom of their order. It's polymorph on a stick. I've wanted to brew with it before. The fact that it's repeatable is interesting. Usually when you polymorph, you're polymorphing into a thing that will win you the game on the spot. I've wanted to see if Proteus Staff can work out. What if you just use it for value? You make a bunch of tokens and do that. Long-term plans. Long-term plans, search your library for a card and shuffle and put that card third from the top. It's simple. You Proteus Staff and do a big thing. I have no idea if people were doing Proteus Staff shenanigans at all in Type 2. I think the format was just so aggressive, probably at this point. Proteus Staffing into, say, Darksteel Colossus. That was probably too slow. Maybe. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know if that was even a thing. Good combo. The idea is great, but there's still a possibility that you have a creature in the top 2 in your library. That's true. Granted, you could do it again, but you would have to lose another creature to the bottom of your library. Not bad, though. Pretty much everyone is like, yep, this is good. A question here. Is it a creature in play you have to sacrifice? It's not too costly, like this guy said. It works really well. You can just wait until you draw the cards on top of your library. If they're unwanted creatures, or just use the staff again. Nice idea, but like Emma said, you still can get a creature you don't want to above it. But then next turn you can get it. So it's not that bad. But it's not really a combo. It's just stacking the deck for the staff. Yeah, that's one of those things. Is this synergy? Is this a combo? I would say probably. I actually think I agree with him. I think this is just more of a synergy. Is it powerful? Yeah, absolutely. Usually polymorph is a 1-card combo. I wonder if this actually saw play. If Proteus staff actually did anything. I like that it's titled Where's Waldo? Yeah, sure. We're gonna try and find one more. So we're gonna click on random combination and see what we can find. We're gonna do one more after this because I can't help myself but just poke fun at this one. But the combo, guys, the combo is Soul Ring, Quicksilver Amulet. Get this. Darksteel Colossus. Let's see if we can follow what's going on. Hopefully this is easy to comprehend. Use quick mana generation such as Soul Ring or Dark Ritual, etc. Then get out a Quicksilver Amulet or Elvish Viper and cut the cost of playing Colossus by 7. And if all goes well, you could have him out on turn 3 or turn 4. This is one of those things, again, where probably a newer player figures it out. They're like, oh my god. This card's crazy. I fell for it too. I loved Quicksilver Amulet. I loved Elvish Piper. I thought those cards were insane. Those effects can be strong. This is exactly how the cards are intended to be played. I don't even know if I can even call it a combo or synergy. It's just like the way that these cards are. And the rating is 111. Ah, that's unfortunate. This is the last combo for our video. But this one is Wall of Glare, Diplomatic Immunity, Unquestioned Authority, and Flight. Description. You cannot lose the game by creatures attacking you. Let's see what they got cooking. Play Wall of Glare, 2 mana 05. Can block any number of creatures each combat. So many combos needed that. There's so many Avatar, Hope, Wall of Glare, and Tangle combos that's just like, okay, we gotta block everything. We're gonna block all the creatures. First, you play Wall of Glare, which can block any number of creatures. Second, you play Unquestioned Authority. Then you play it, which means that creatures cannot hurt Wall of Glare. Okay? Comes to play, draw a card, enchant creature as protection for creatures. Alright? Okay, so it can block everything. To top it all off, give the undestroyable Wall of Glare flying with Flight. You enchant it with Flight, and then you play Diplomatic Immunity, which means your opponent cannot destroy Wall of Glare. Enchanted creature has Shroud. Oh no. I need to look it up. Does Shroud remove my auras? Shroud does not remove auras. Okay, this works. This works. This works. You make a big wall that, you know, protection from all creatures, has flying, and has Shroud. For tabletop Magic, the idea of dying to a lightning bolt or storm alternate win cons is so unfathomable. It just doesn't happen. If one of your friends lava axes you to death, that dude's a jerk. So many combos were about making sure that you could block all creatures, not get hurt. Is this good? Kinda. You're using the idea of Boggles to make a creature that can block everything. However, it does not win you the game. It keeps you alive. New players really love the idea of not losing over the idea of winning. And it's a very hard thing to get over, I think. This era of life gain, the sense that, okay, I can't die, I'm protected, I can block all creatures, and that is powerful. That's not nothing. Your opponent cannot win through creature combat. That can probably just lock out a lot of decks. The Shroud part is probably the hardest to deal with. Probably after sideboarding, enchantment removal, this combo starts to fall apart. The reason why Boggles in that deck works so well and so annoying is that the idea is you put stuff on a creature that already has Shroud, that already has Hexproof. You could do it today with your friends in Commander. It'd be just fine. Throw a Worship in there too, you know? You throw in Pariah, you just never die. Like I said, combos like this are so tantalizing for newer players, and I love it. I love this era where it's fine to do a 4-card combo. It's such a world of these are cards I own and I'm playing them, and I put this together against my sister, my brother, against my friend, my family, whoever, and it was just unbeatable. They couldn't get me. And they posted on here and the people like them were like, wow, that's really good, I need to try it. And the people who are going to pro tours or whatever, like, oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. Out of all the combos we've seen today, I would say the one to actually think about, TBH, is the land destruction one. For maybe commander, if you like kept reanimating it, you're getting rid of a lot of lands. And say you could politic it, you could get rid of the utility lands that are really annoying, and then maybe target the person who's ahead. When you play cards like Armageddon and you're doing mass land destruction, like Jockle Hops, stuff like that, you can't pick and choose, and most people want you to end the game right there and then. But if you play cards like the Tide, that you get to pick and choose what lands you destroy, while you are going to tilt people to the moon, for sure. Most commander players do not want you to touch their lands, period, let alone repeatable. It is something to think about. It's very powerful. Otherwise, we saw combos that were already just powerful and still powerful today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this dive into early mid 2000s Magic and what combos looked like, what people were talking about. We're gonna explore more Any Craze later, so if you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. Please tell me in the comments what you felt about it, because I definitely want to continue making more videos like this. But until next time, I'll see you. Thanks for watching.